Hello, here we are live. So nice to see some of you already in the chat. Oh, I was supposed to go and check whether I might see whether we can have a little baby visit. That would be cool. My baby Caleb, he is here, like being looked after by somebody. But mostly today is about just hanging out together and playing a little bit of music. You can have a look in the description box if you'd like to. I put a list of songs that are like the options. I'm going to choose songs to play from that list. I thought it would be fun to stick to one level today, late beginner. And I found it really inspiring to see how beautiful pieces can be at that level. And so if you're a little bit more advanced, why not include a whole bunch of late beginner pieces in your repertoire so that you can have some stress-free performance options? And if you are a beginner, then this is some inspiration for you to reach to this level, to practice these songs, get them under your belt. And it's also just fun for us to be here together, listening to some music and hanging out. So pop in the chat where you are in the world and what the weather's like. I'm here in Cape Town. It's pretty hot today, quite windy at the moment. Hey, Angus is there behind the camera. So
hello.
So I'm like, am I right about the weather? I haven't spent a lot of time outside today, but it's pretty warm and windy. And I got a photo from Carrie. Was it this morning or yesterday? Yesterday, she got a whole bunch of snow. And so she sent us a cool photo of like the view outside her window. And it's always kind of crazy to know that it's summery here and like literally snowing where she is, which was very cool. But let me have a little look at the chat. But I also need to get started with, I've been tuning this harp over and over. It's going a little out of tune, so I will probably need to tune a few times during this live stream. But I thought, hey, sometimes people are interested in watching me tune, and I'm quite quick, so it won't take a lot of your time, and then we'll get into playing. Okay, I see some cool names here. Cats and Creativity. I really like that. Cats and Creativity and much more. That's a nice channel name. And I see Katarina's here and Karen Scanlon. Hopefully you're now in the live stream. I think because I started a minute or two late, you were stressing there that you weren't in, but you were in. And Kathy Lowe is here. Hey, Kathy. Sandra from Wisconsin. Kathy's from icy Massachusetts. And I know Katarina's in Austria. Oh, Katarina's already making requests. 8, 15, and 16. Oh my goodness, what are those? Gymnopedie, yesterday, and new Sundress. Ah, yes, I popped new Sundress in that list, even though we don't yet have a video course on new Sundress, because every time we include new Sundress in the voting for our members to vote which songs they would like us to make into courses, it never gets enough votes. And I think it's because we probably don't have it enough on the YouTube channel, and maybe because it's an original that I wrote and people don't know about it. But I really think it should be a course. So I'm going to keep on performing new Sundress until we make a course out of it. Oh, wow. Okay, there's lots of votes. Oh, Annette's here from Tennessee. Welcome. And cloudy and cool there. Cool. Oh, it snowed in Austria yesterday. And Jose is here from Netherlands. June from the UK. Oh, we're all over France and Singapore. And oh, there's too many comments to read. Florida too. Oh, Poland. Yay. Okay. Kathy's saying I can't find the description box with the list. Yeah, you might have seen there was a whole bunch of comments that I tried making at the beginning of this live stream, and they all got deleted because I tried to post the list in the chat and then pin that so that you could just see it right there in the chat. And there were too many characters in my post, and so I couldn't include it in the chat, unfortunately. So I think it is a little harder to find the description box, especially if you're on a mobile device while we're live streaming, but hopefully you can find it somehow. Otherwise, you'll just have to trust that the other people will make good requests for you. Oh, but I could read out the list. So The Parting Glass, Scarborough Fair, Morning is Broken, Awe and Wonder, that's another original that has been made into a course. Caledonia, Vincent, This Is My Father's World, Gymnopedie No1, Only Time, I Need Thee Every Hour, Inisheer, Sally Gardens, Hallelujah, The Prayer, Yesterday, and New Sundress. We probably won't get to all of them, but who knows, maybe we will. And quite a few of those songs have appeared on the channel before, but the more advanced version, because when we were making music videos of individual songs a lot, we would have to choose just one of the versions to make a music video out of. And so we were usually choosing the most advanced one because we thought, well, that will inspire the advanced people, but it will also inspire the people who are more beginners, and then they can just find the version that works for them. But it means that some really lovely late beginner versions of songs have never made it onto our YouTube channel before. So I thought I needed to change that and give them a bit of airtime today, because honestly, sometimes I personally would actually choose, especially if I was playing background music at an event, I would often choose to play, maybe not late beginner as much, but you know, some of these are so lovely, but I would often choose not the most advanced version of our arrangements, because sometimes it's just not important to work that hard. And it's more important to be present, stress-free, and people enjoy simple arrangements of songs. So there's no reason to always be doing the most complicated version. So yeah, we're going to see how lovely late beginner can be. The list of songs is in the description box. Michael was asking. I don't tune my harp to C major, at least this one. I've been tuning to F major so that I can play things with B flats. And then I can also play things with more sharps without having to have all my levers up. So yeah, this is the Sonnet harp by Music Makers. So it's got a nice big sound box, but it goes from, it's just the normal lever harp, normal like small harp lowest note, C, but then it goes up to this top C, which is very high. So it gives you a nice big range, and you can kind of bring variation to your pieces by playing some verses an octave higher, and you won't run out of strings, which is really cool. So it's got a really lovely sound for a small harp. Oh, there we go. Katerina said, I play some of your late beginner arrangements in music therapy settings. Because I know with music therapy, you often want to just leave a bit more space in the music. Okay, so let's play something. So many people were commenting different things. I'm just going to go with the one that I see most recently, which is the prayer. Sorry to everyone else who voted so many. So let's go and find the prayer. And Donald, I think, was asking, how is the little one? Caleb is doing well. He was sleeping when I came through to play, but he's probably woken up by now. And yeah, maybe at some point I'll go through and see whether he's cheerful and able to come and say a quick hi. I think that would be fun. But yes, he's doing well and I'm doing well, but I'm sleep deprived. So you said I'm looking well. I'm quite surprised, honestly. If I was looking like I feel, I would have major black circles under my eyes and I'd be looking all like haggard. That's how I feel. But we push through, right? And we pretend that everything's normal. Okay, I don't. I complain a lot. Okay, the prayer. Oh, let's try that again. So normally if I make a false start like that, I would just keep going, but I'll let you in on a little behind the scenes piece of information that we have not just this live stream camera set up, but we have 2 cameras over there, and Angus is manning them, and 1 over there. So I currently have 4 cameras pointing towards me, and that is because we thought if I'm going to play a whole bunch of songs to you on the live stream, we may as well record them at the same time and use them for other things on the channel. So that's why when I made a little bit of a false start, usually I'd be very casual about it and just keep going, but I thought with like Angus's time and 3 other cameras, maybe I better start again and see if I can play it a little bit more perfectly. So we've got the phone here for creating shorts, and we've got the 1 camera focusing on my hands and another camera focusing on my face, and then the live stream one here. So this is what you call multitasking. Oh, Jose said some sound is clipping. That's interesting. Okay, maybe we didn't do enough checking of that camera. I mean, that microphone. Is there anything we can do about that while we're going? Play softer.
One different USB, but then we can't. We've done a different interface.
We checked all the other things. Oh dear. Can it be played on the 22-string harp? I'll leave Angus thinking about that for a moment. So 22-string harps don't all come the same. Some of them are C to C 22-string harps, where if you're going to get a 22-string harp, that's what I would recommend because it has the lowest note. So 22-string C to C goes from there up to there. And this song, the highest note is there. So yes, it can be played on a C to C 22-string harp. Okay, Jose says it's not too bad, so don't worry. Okay, sorry about that. We'll check that more carefully next time. We checked a million other things.
We can't change it midstream.
Yeah, I think we can't change it midstream.
That's
for this sorry. Setup. Well, maybe I'll play slightly softer. Or is that not good? Oh, good morning, Karen Lewis. Sometimes it crackles a bit. Maybe it's not sound clipping, but internet connection problems. Oh, it could be. Oh, well. Okay. All right. Oh, Donald's saying, I remember those days. I have 4 girls, and when the twins came along, I really felt the sting of sleep deprivation. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I am not longing for twins. May seem a million years away, but it will get better sleep-wise. Thank you. Yeah, we're about to get some help from a sleep course, so we'll see whether that improves things. Angus said they tried a sleep course and it was the worst thing they did. So I think it's different for different parents and for different children. So hopefully for us, it will be a good thing that we've done, and we'll just try it out and see how it goes for us. But what time is it here? It is 17 minutes past 4. Hi, Edward. We're still going to be going until 5 o'clock. So you're on the earlier end of this. You haven't missed a whole bunch. I only played 1 song so far, so we'll be here for a while. Annette's saying 4 octaves. 1, 2, 3. Yes, 4 octaves. Oh, that's a good idea. Katerina says you need to. I don't think, Angus, unless you have your phone here, she said you should be counting the votes of which song I should play next. Well, he's like,
oh, the cameras are enough.
Oh, man.
Also have my phone, so that
okay, but I mean, I guess if I spend less time looking at the comments and more time playing, we might get through everything. Okay, I do remember Katerina asking for 15 and 16, so maybe we should do those, and then I'll have a look again and see what other people have asked for. So that is Yesterday and New Sundress. Angus has got a lot to keep track of. Are you also writing down the names of the songs I'm playing? Oh, well done. Even that. Okay, got to make sure I'm in the right key. So this is quite a cool version of Yesterday, where you set the levers beforehand, and then you don't have to do any lever changes during the piece. You're changing octaves instead, like avoiding the notes as necessary so that you don't have to do any lever changes, which is really cool. Katerina said, sorry, Angus, I didn't know. Oh, yeah. Oh, someone's asking, is my wrist hurting from playing harp? No, my wrist is hurting from holding my baby who squirms all over the place, and he is very strong and he loves to like bounce up and down, and it's hard to hold on to him sometimes. But basically, I've had problems with one or other of my wrists ever since he was like 2 weeks old. It started with the left wrist, and then it moved to it started with the right wrist, then it moved to the left wrist, and now it's back to the right wrist again, because when I'm avoiding the one wrist, then the other one gets sore. So I did go to physio for the left wrist when that was sore, but I'm waiting for my physio appointment for this wrist now. It's very frustrating because you can't just not pick up your baby. But yeah, as a harpist, it's a little bit scary to have wrist problems, but it's not as bad as it was. Like, I think it's that classic like mommy wrist thing, you know, where you go like this and you feel that pain up there. So hopefully they'll be able to help me in how to get it better, because it's not bad, but it's not good. And we don't want it to stay not good forever. Okay, yesterday. Are we ready? Bonus points if you saw the moments where I very almost made mistakes. Did you see, Angus?
Yeah.
Like, oh, different chord. Oh. Because my wrist has been sore and I've been busy with the baby, I haven't been playing the harp as much as I was before. So there's a lot of thinking going on behind the serene look. But yeah, it's nice to be playing for you and with you. Oh, nice to see everyone in the chat. Thanks for the encouragement, Edward. He said, I have some wrist issues and I found solutions I never knew existed. God always makes a way. Oh, that's a nice encouragement. Thank you. Okay, so the other one I was going to play is New Sundress, because it's like my little agenda that even though people wouldn't usually request it, although Katerina very kindly requested New Sundress. So this is one of my originals. For those who missed the chat about it earlier, we never get enough votes for New Sundress whenever we get people voting for which songs I make courses out of, because it's not a well-known song. It's one I wrote. But I think it would be so lovely to have more people in the world playing this song. So yeah. Are we ready? Do I have the right levers? Yes. Okay. So that is definitely one of the easier late beginner pieces. I was kind of noticing again as I was playing through these in preparation for today's live stream that there's quite a wide range of difficulty in what I would call late beginner, because mid beginner only has like a single note in the left hand. It's when you're first getting started with playing hands together. And early intermediate, you're bringing in a lot more variation of what you do with the left hand, a lot more like rhythmic complexity, some lever changes. But late beginner, this one was very easy to play, and some of the others are significantly harder. I have to concentrate a lot more. So that's something to keep in mind if you're learning to play the harp, that when you get started with late beginner, make sure that you choose ones that are easier to play, and then you can increase in complexity, because otherwise if you started with one of the other harder ones, like even the prayer was definitely harder, or yesterday, you might feel, oh, I'm not ready for late beginner, but actually if you started with something like new Sundress, then you would be fine. So it's a good thing to consider these things as we're learning. Karen said, I will not be wearing a new Sundress today, 24 degrees here. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but it's cold. Oh, is it minus 24 degrees or is it 24? Either way, I'm sure it's very cold. So here it's nice and warm. I could wear a new Sundress if I had one. Okay. Oh yeah, people are saying they're enjoying it. I'm glad. You're telling me you're going to vote. They say we'll vote for it next time. I'm like, well, you better convince all your friends, because otherwise it won't be enough. Oh dear. Okay, so I'm trying to look for some more suggestions. Maybe you should write your suggestions again, because I'm trying to go back in the chat and see suggestions. But okay, the prayer, we already did that. 1, 8, and 11 was Kathy. So let's see, the parting glass, Gymnopedie Inisheer. Oh, those are good ones, Kathy. Okay, she just happens to be someone who I saw her comment, so we just got to go for it, right? Okay, so let's at least start with number 1, the parting glass, and then we'll go from there and see whether other people. Do you agree with Kathy that we should play Gymnopedie and Inisheer after the parting glass? Let's see. I wonder if I'm still in tune. We should probably keep going for a little. We're kind of halfway through our time. Let's do one more and then I'll tune. Katerina says Kathy has good taste. That's cool. So that was one of Carrie's arrangements. Many of these were arranged by me and Carrie together, but this one was very much carry. And it's interesting when I play it because it's different chords to what I would have chosen to go with the melody, because I've sung the Parting Glass a lot in the past and it was with different chord progression. So there's parts of me that are like, oh, that's the wrong chord. But then at the same time, it's like a very nice surprise when the chords are different to what I expect. So every time I play this, I get a surprise at the chords that are in this version. And it's really nice. I think that's really beautiful. So Gymnopedie, yes, let's do Gymnopedie. Okay. Ming put Gymnopedie with a smiling face, maybe trying to say, remember you were going to play this, please stop talking and play. The more you play, the less you talk, we'll get more of the songs. Very true. Oh yes, and I need to tune because I don't hear it a little bit out of tune. But thankfully tuning is quick. Oh yes, so we're going to do Gymnopedie and then Inisheer. So I see Jose was keen for Inisheer. So we must make sure we did that happen now, or was it already there, Angus? There's some there were some fingerprints on the lens. Like, oh, I quickly cleaned it. Okay. So we've got quite an interesting setup here because, as I said, 4 cameras pointing at me and music stand trying not to be in the way of all the 4 cameras, and the cameras trying not to be in the way of each other. So I had to pause a little with my page turn in one of the songs, because normally I would have my music stand a little bit closer, but then it would make it impossible. We'd end up having to have like only my face. So I'm trying to grow longer arms to do my page turns. I think it's just the higher ones that are going a little bit flat. I think it must be the weather. Someone says, you're so cool. Should tell the people in my primary school. I was not one of the cool kids. I was the nerd who I was quite sporty and good at music, but I was not the cool kid. So I'm glad you think I'm cool. Okay, yay, Naomi's here. Hi, Naomi. Late beginner, great for singing with. Simple enough to concentrate on singing. Yes, and also it would be so much easier if you were just playing very simple from chords, because no need to play the melody when you're singing. I mean, if that's easier for you and you want to have sheet music and, there's no rules about it. But if you want to do the easiest thing for the best bang for your buck, play super simple chords. And like, for example, let's just use that example of the Parting Glass. I'm trying to keep my page without. So we were doing, we were not doing that. Different levers. So if I was doing all the money that e'er I had, I'm still doing quite a lot to play the melody in my right hand. But if I just played those rolled chords in both hands, it's simpler and it sounds great, like more full. Of all the money that e'er I had. And it makes me feel more free to just concentrate on my singing. You can hear my voice better. My not warmed up. I spent it in good company. So even just playing the left hand part in the right hand doubled, I think is easier and arguably more effective. But there's no rules, you can play the late beginner pieces while you sing if you'd like to. I just think it's harder. Okay, Gymnopedie! Annette Kelly asked, where is the Sundress available? And then Love said, you need to vote for the lesson of New Sundress because it's an original song and people aren't voting enough for her to teach it. Yay. It's working. Oh, yeah. Okay, Gymnopedie number 1. Late beginner version. How lovely is this? So what Carrie did with this arrangement is, because we couldn't do all the lever changes because it's late beginner, we just took a small portion of the song and repeated it and did a little ending. And I still think it sounds like a complete song. I mean, people who are like a major fan of Gymnopedie number 1 and they want to hear the whole thing, they might be disappointed. But in my opinion, it still sounds lovely and complete. And it's really nice that a late beginner person can play it, because after this point in the piece, it gets too complicated for late beginner with all the lever changes. So more accurately, that would be called an extract of Gymnopedie number 1 that late beginner people can play. Because we didn't want you to have to wait for like mid-intermediate to be able to play Gymnopedie number 1. SP says, sorry I'm late. No problem, I'm glad you're here. And Ramil is here. I don't know if I missed your comments earlier, but Ramil is one of there's a few people in the chat here that I've met in person, but he's one of the people I've met in person, which is cool. Inisheer was the next one. Let's get that up and ready. And then, do you want to say anything in the chat? Want to ask me anything? Oh, I just paged past it. There we go. And maybe after Inisheer, we should probably keep it till the end to see where the Caleb is. Okay, because I think once he comes in the room, I probably won't be playing anymore. Yeah. Oh, yay, Laura, hello. She says, good morning, lovely music to start the day. I hope it's inspiring, that it doesn't have to be complicated to be beautiful. And I like that when you play simpler pieces, even if you're more advanced, it just frees you up to be a little less stressed and to be able to put a lot of expression in, to enjoy your audience. Preferably practice a little bit more than I did for this live stream, because I'm concentrating very hard, even though it's late beginner, because I haven't had a lot of time to play my harp recently, less than I would like. But what's the difference between late beginner and early intermediate? I find myself playing both. So there can be a little bit of an overlap sometimes, but usually, like this Inisheer could potentially have been early intermediate. It's harder than some of the other ones. So usually early intermediate is at least in our system, everybody would do this differently, but on learningtheharp.com, early intermediate is where we start including lever changes, more rhythmic complexity, more happening in the left hand with different variations in the left hand, whereas usually late beginner is more repeating the same thing over and over in the left hand, or maybe a couple of different variations. But yeah, early intermediate brings in a lot more happening in both hands. But there is a wide range in late beginner and even in early intermediate. So it kind of depends on the song. And it's often difficult to classify what level a piece is, because one person will find this piece much harder than this piece, because maybe this particular student struggles more with rhythm and lever changes are easy for them. Whereas another person, maybe lever changes is a bad example, like coordinating the two hands is easy for them, but rhythmic complexity is hard for them. And another student might not struggle to put the two hands together as much and have lots more complexity in the two hands, but they would struggle more with rhythmic complexity. I don't know if I said the same thing twice, but you get what I'm saying. Different people struggle with different things. So it really is difficult to say this piece definitely belongs in this level or this piece is harder than that piece. But I hope that gave you an idea at least. Yes. Oh, Karen Scanlon said, I'm new. Do you have a list of the songs in progressive order, or is it just the categories in general? We do. We have a list of songs in order of difficulty, you know, as our best guess. As I said, it's different for different people. Maybe someone who knows our site well can find that link and post it there, because our hands are full here. But you can find it in the shop page when you're looking at sheet music or courses. There's a link that says order of, click for the songs in order of difficulty, and in each product page for the song you can see, click to see this song, where the song lies in the order of difficulty. So hopefully you'll be able to find that, but maybe someone will be kind and share the link for you. Okay, hand posture on the 6th, 4th, 1 and 4. I'm going to answer that question just now, ode to order, but first I'm going to play Inisheer. Like that. I was about to move the position of the music stand, and Angus has just put it just so. like, I hope that the harmonic sounds, and it did. I haven't spent as much time playing this harp as I have like my Jolie, for example. And so when you're slightly less familiar with a harp, you never know whether your harmonic is going to happen or whether it's going to go book. But it happened, yay! So I really like this late beginner version of Inisheer, but I do also really like the intermediate one. I can't remember what levels they were, but I know the one that I've played before was really nice. But I would happily perform this level. I think what I would include if I was performing this one is there's a couple of little ornamentations that happen towards the end, or just like melodic variations. So in that very last version, isn't that nice? That happens in one of the intermediate ones. And then in the kind of, I guess, chorus, there's a little ornamentation that I kind of miss personally in the late beginner one. But I wanted to play it as it's meant to be played for you. Isn't that nice? So. Anyway, but you can always add in little things like that if you want to, even when you're playing a beginner version. But it's not really a beginner skill, and we wanted to keep it simple for late beginner to make it like manageable for people. But yeah, I thought I would just tell you about it. Kerry says, I practice 60 seconds of harmonics every day to try and keep them a little more solid. Oh, well done. That's very cool. Oh yeah, people were enjoying it. Placing practice for more complex patterns is something I identify with. Hopefully you'll have a program for this as I sight read with one eye. It's so encouraging listening to you. Placing patterns for practice for more complex patterns. We do that in all our courses. There's a lot of instruction on how to practice placing over and over with every song. So I don't know if you've learned songs from our courses, but maybe that would work for you.
You're going to come back to mention something that you mentioned before.
Yes, Ode to Order asked, how can I best practice hand posture on a 6th interval with 1 and 4 fingering without injuring myself? So there's a few different things in that question. Hand posture with a 6th interval, or hand posture, 6th interval, 1 and 4 fingering, and injury. So normally a 6th interval is with 1 and 3. So I don't know whether there's something else happening in that particular piece that you're playing that makes you have to play with 1 and 4, but I would recommend playing a 6th interval with 1 and 3. So that's the first thing I would recommend is, if possible, rather play it with 1 and 3. And that's because those like kind of normal fingerings are because it sets your hand up in the right position so that you can use that same spacing, that fingering for the same spacing when you're playing other common things. So for example, if you're playing like an arpeggio or a chord of 4 notes, then inside that is 1 and 3 playing the 6th interval. And so if you're always used to playing it with 1 and 4, then you're in a completely different spacing when you add in other notes. Or, you play with 1 and 3 here, and then you add in the second finger. That's also, or 4, 3, 1. So anyway, there's reasons why it, if possible, is best to play it with 1 and 3. Hand position so you don't injure yourself. I mean, we want to have our thumb high, our finger pointing down. We want that wrist in like neutral or a slight valley, not a heel. So it's kind of like that. And then we want to make sure that we squeeze those strings and pluck down into the palm. And the thumb comes over. So it's kind of more about, it's also about the direction of plucking, because if you're plucking like this, you get a lot more tension. And you see how my thumb is now further down. So we want to be more like this. Ads will run shortly for some viewers. It says, I give the option to skip ads. I'm going to skip it.
Skip, yeah.
I don't need you to watch ads. I want you to be watching me. Okay, yeah, so I think that's what I would say. And how would you practice it? Oh, that was an unusual place to start on that scale. But yes, I would just do 6th going up the scale to practice it. Ramil thinks I'm the best for skipping ads. Well, I just didn't want you to be watching something other than what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Can a 6 to 7-year-old start learning on a pedal harp? She has some pedal fun. Yeah, I think that would be a good thing to ask a classical harp teacher, because I don't have a lot of experience yet with teaching kids, and I don't have a lot of experience with starting people on a pedal harp. Most of the people I teach are on lever harps, but there are some people who are absolute experts in small children and pedal harps, and that would probably be a good person to ask. Actually, probably Carrie would know more about that than me. Yeah, so Otord is saying it's awkward in that piece to use 1 and 3, but I think it is worth, but maybe I need to get used to it. I do think it's worth getting used to it, even if it feels a little awkward right now, because you really want to solidify that spacing, that fingering, for that to just feel normal to you no matter what piece you're playing, because it really sets you up for the long term. Even if you're playing a harp that has narrow string spacing and it feels easier to play different fingering than what people would normally play, I would still do the recommended fingering, because it sets you up with good habits for if you do end up playing a harp with wider string spacing, and when you get to more advanced things, it sets you up for success. So let's do 2 more songs. Now is a good time for you to put your requests in the comments, and I'm going to see which ones, like right now, we're going to just have request, and we're going to see which ones get voted for the most highly. And then I will do 2 more songs, and then, no, 1 more song. And then I will go and see if my baby can make a little appearance. I don't know whether he's grumpy or not. He's been a little bit sick. So if he's grumpy, I don't know if you want to see a grumpy baby. But they probably do, yeah. Do you think I should bring him even if he's like, Sunshiny Day, that's not on the list. What a Wonderful World, that's not on the list either. Okay, so I'll tell you what's on the list that I haven't played yet. Scarborough Fair, Morning Has Broken, Awe and Wonder, Caledonia, Vincent, This Is My Father's World, Only Time, I Need Thee Every Hour, Sally Gardens, Hallelujah. That's it. Number 6, Karen says, Vincent. Oh, so far Karen's winning because she's the only one who's chosen something from the from the list. Oh, Ivy G said number 9, Only Time. Oh, and other Karen said, oh, that's the same Karen. Oh, Karen's getting sneaky. She put Vincent twice and one. She said number 6, and then she also said Vincent. Maybe she just thought I would respond differently to numbers, but that was sneaky. Oh, there's 2 votes for Caledonia and 2 votes for Vincent. Okay, so we need a tiebreaker. Oh, there's 3 votes for Caledonia. That cinches it. It's Caledonia, number 5. We'll have to do this again sometime, and then we'll do some of the other songs next time. And if you feel sad, you can go and watch other videos where I play Caledonia. There's like quite a few of them. I mean, not Caledonia, Vincent. So there's Carrie playing Vincent, and then I wonder if there is a version, a video of me singing Vincent, because I used to sing it. But that would be interesting to find out. Maybe in one of my old concerts back in the day. Oh, 2 more people asked for Vincent. Oh no, what do we do now? Oh, there's so many Vincents. Oh no. Okay, let's do both really quickly. We might go a little over time, but stick around if you want to see a baby. Okay, Caledonia and Vincent, then we're done. Oh no, someone's saying Sally Gardens too late. Okay, Caledonia. Vincent. Oh, 10 a.m. in the Caribbean. Oh, that's cool. I have not been there. Oh, Vincent's right next door. We don't even have to search for it. Is this in the right place still?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it quickly, and then we'll go find the baby. Glenda said, haha, I want to stay for the baby, but it's nearly 5 p.m. and I see him every day with like a laughing face. But he's cute, even when grumpy. Glenda works here with me at the office. She does our admin, which she's amazing. But that's so funny that she wants to stay to see Caleb on the screen. She could go and see him right now before she goes. Oh dear. Okay, Vincent. Oh, I forgot the right hand does more there. Okay, try again. So that's also one of Carrie's arrangements. This was one of the first ones that Carrie arranged when she joined learning the harp. And it's interesting to see because this is like over time, Carrie and my arranging, like as we've worked together, has got more similar. But this is a little different to how I would normally put things. So that's why there was a little bit of hesitating, partly because I need to practice more because I'm looking after a baby instead of playing my harp. But also because it's like more of a Carrie arrangement than a Christine arrangement. So that was kind of interesting to see as I was playing it, that I can kind of feel that it's slightly different to what I would normally do, but it's still really beautiful. I love that song. If you don't know the song, Vincent, I highly recommend that you find like maybe listen to Don McLean or someone else doing a cover and listen to the lyrics because it's just so like heartbreaking and beautiful. And I love that song. I really love it. Okay, so quickly go and find the baby.
I can float the camera and show them all of this.
You can if you want to.
Yeah.
So it's your job to keep them entertained, I guess.
Oh, great. Okay. From behind the camera.
Well, you can go and sit in the chair if you want to.
No. Then it'll look like I have to play a harp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to...
You should show them how you can play harmonics.
Shh. Didn't hear anything about playing harmonics there. I'm going to lift the camera, so hopefully I don't make you too seasick from behind the screen because we've got a webcam. And I'm totally going to break the fourth wall here. And all those ideas you had of a beautiful room and the illusions of the space that we have is this as our studio space with the backdrop. I'm sure you can see the microphone that's come in already and the screen. So we've got the monitor and laptop, and that's the pesky music stand and sheet music that Christy Lynn was talking about, but that's the phone camera. And then these are the other two cameras here that I have set up. One, as you can see, to show the harp and the hands. And the other one, Christy Lynn would fit in just over there. And they're all dodging each other somehow. I don't know. It feels like magic that this one is missing that one and that one isn't showing up in that one. And we've got all the kit and everything set up. And this is how we make it look, how it looks when we go live. Now, hopefully I haven't messed up that, but that's the front view, and this is all the behind the scenes and backup stuff. So I just thought it'd be interesting to show you how it's set up before Caleb comes and does some fun activity. We're live. So I'm not terribly good at filling the space with words like Christy Lynn is, but I hear that she's coming back down the passage. So your patience is paying off.
They were about to go for a walk.
Oh, good catch. Nice.
I don't think you've been behind all the lights.
The lights on you, yeah.
That's going to be quite a surprise. Oh dear, my tree in my background. Okay. Oh. This is Caleb. Oh, you've been crying a little bit. Oh, shame. Here he is. This is Caleb. He's 9 months old now, and he has started. Well, he says his own words. Sometimes he goes more, and I almost think he knows what it means. He's crawling all over the place and pulling up to stand now, and he's quite a. I was going to say he's quite a happy chappy, but he's actually been a little bit sick recently. Angus is playing peekaboo with him, getting him to smile. Oh, shame, you still got some tears there. Hey. Oh, there we go. Yeah, he is big. He's big for a 9-month-old. Oh, Angus is so funny. Where's Angus?
Getting my squats in for the day.
Yeah. Angus is going up and down behind the screen. Oh. Yeah. Okay, do you want to show the people how you like to jump? Oh, he's looking at my harp. So let's see if he'll do his jumping. He often loves to jump on my lap. Oh no, he's quite chilled now. Oh, having a look at the harp. He was really enjoying plucking the strings a little bit the other day. Where's his hair? You tell me. He does have a little bit of hair, but it's blonde, so it's hard to see. Can you see? You can see that little bit of fuzziness. But so the lights are not helping, but yes, he's very slow with growing hair. I was the same when I was, actually I probably had less hair than him when I was that age. So it runs in the family, but he will get hair eventually, I'm sure. Harp seems more interesting to him than jumping. Yep. But he is enjoying looking at Angus. Yeah, Marion says, looks like when you were little from the videos. Most people say that they think he looks like Johnny, but I think there's some definite similarities, especially if you know what I looked like when I was little. You don't have anything to say, do you? There's too many interesting things to look at. Recently, he's been saying, hamba, 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 and more. Hey? Oh, what are you looking at now? Oh. Was that a little burp? More important than saying things. Oh, yeah. Oh. Anything more? I'm quite chilled with him putting things in his mouth as long as he won't choke on it. I feel like he's getting some extra, he's boosting his immune system. Oh, there we go. Yeah, he has started saying mama, mama, mama. I don't know whether he knows what it means yet, but he does say that sometimes. Hamba. Is Caleb team harp or team guitar? He seems to love both so far. When Johnny's playing guitar, he thinks it's fascinating and he loves to like pull on the strings, and with harp, a similar things. So far, I think he's showing interest in both, but we'll see. Natural immune system. Yeah. He doesn't have, so he not only has very little hair, but he also has no teeth. So some, like my sister's baby, well, he's a toddler now, Luca, he got his first tooth when he was not quite 4 months old, and Caleb is 9 months old and still no teeth. But I've heard that some babies, like our friends, their one daughter got her first tooth when she was 4 months old, and the other one was 13 months old. So there can be a great range. He would be a garpist. Guitarist? Yeah. What is his favorite lullaby? So I guess he doesn't get a lot of choice, but usually when I put him to sleep, I sing Jesus Loves Me, and then if that doesn't work, sometimes I sing Edelweiss. I don't know why that one, but Katerina will be pleased. Speaking about Edelweiss. But yeah, so I guess he doesn't get a lot of choice, and that's his two favorites because that's what I sing. Although Johnny likes to sing Silent Night, even though it's not Christmas. So yeah, Johnny also likes to sometimes change the notes or make up his own words or something. Yeah. Okay, so maybe we should be ending things so I can let Angus go home. And yeah, I can go and be with Caleb. It's so funny, where's his hair? But also, you can, I don't know if you can see that. So because he doesn't have much hair, you can very much see his ears, and this one ear in particular, I don't know if you can tell, but he has a mosquito bite on the end of his one ear, and so it's like shining in the sunlight. Anyway, okay, so there we go. Thank you everyone for spending time with us, and we're going to be doing this a little bit more often, hey Angus? Yeah. So probably do it again in less than 2 months, 8 weeks, maybe. Okay, so we'll see. And yeah, I'm glad you got to meet Caleb. Maybe he'll make an appearance in a future live stream. But it was great to just hang out and play some songs and chat a little bit. And I'm looking forward to doing this again sometime. Daily iron intake with him sucking on the metal part. Okay, lots of love, everybody, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye.